everyone, my name is Diamond Thomas and I'm here to tell you why the Fundamentals of Public Communication class has really helped me to excel as a public speaker. Throughout the past 8 weeks, I've been able to work with my peers, learn various lessons, and give various speeches on reaching my full potential as a public speaker. The first aspect of public speaking is effective listening. Now, I really thought this was interesting because I didn't think we would have to learn about listening in a speaking class. As an audience member, I now know that it is very important to listen to what your speaker is saying and to be able to ask questions at the end so that they knew that you were listening and retaining the information given. To practice this, when I was in my other classes, I started to pay attention much more thoroughly, and by doing this, I actually was able to retain the information much more, and I could actually ask my teachers questions at the end and they could give me answers, and were very impressed by the fact that I had been taking notes so diligently. The next aspect of this class that I needed to work on was speaking. Now, this is the main point of the class, so it definitely makes sense that I would have to work on it. I just wanted to make sure that I could come off as knowledgeable and that I knew what I was talking about. That way my audience could believe that I was credible in every way, shape, and form. Now, I knew I would be nervous coming into the class, so I decided to turn my negative feelings into positive feelings and use that energy to motivate me to be the best speaker that I could be. Now, to ensure that I spoke effectively, I really needed to work on my organization. Now, usually in my academic life, I had been very organized before, so what I had done for this class was I wrote very vague ideas and then I put them into a clear and concise outline. That way I would be able to speak thoroughly and in the proper organization that I wanted for my speech, whether it be the informative speech, the persuasive speech, or even the special occasion speech that had a completely different feel from the first two. The next aspect of speech that I really needed to work on was my delivery, which I thought went hand in hand with speaking because I still wanted to look knowledgeable and credible for what I was talking about. So in order to do this, I practiced in front of my roommate and had her give me as much feedback as she could, just to make sure that I sounded credible. For the next aspect that I was most nervous about was my audience. I wanted to make sure that my audience was entertained no matter how many numbers and facts that I had to throw out at them. Because for my persuasive speech, I talked about why we should use the internet less. And in this, you can imagine there were many numbers, many facts that I had to go through. And to do this, I had to use pauses, I had to engage them via questions and conversations. So to do that, I made sure that my numbers actually sounded interesting and were appropriate to them. And I also made sure to pick topics that were appropriate for my audience because I knew that if I started talking about welfare, nobody would be interested because it's not appropriate for the age group. Overall, I felt that my time in class was well spent. I learned so much more than I thought, and I know that in the future, if I am told to give any small presentation, any public speaking, I know that I'll be able to do so effectively because of the past 8 weeks.